Oh, hello. 25th of February and glorious blue sky out there. You can see by the sun shining on the plants here that the sunlight is streaming through the window and it is absolutely glorious. Spring is finally arriving. Beautiful. Well, it seems like it's been a long time, but to be honest, when you look at it, it's not that long really at all. The winter this year, to me, has gone very, very quick. But then, to be honest, every month as I'm getting older seems to be going faster and faster, and the years are just shooting by and disappearing into the ether of time. March is nearly here. In March we'll get the worm moon, spells for the future, fertility, healing, confidence and luck is what it brings. The spring equinox, Ostara. It's all coming this month. It's going to be a busy month. Astrological and meteorological springs. I can't wait. March in the Celtic calendar, the Greek, nearly every civilization celebrated the months in their own way. March was celebrated in folklore with, as I've said, the spring equinox, Ostara, and then associated with that is other things like what's the crystal or the stone for that month? Well, it's aquamarine. Now, aquamarine is a beautiful blue stone. It's the Latin name for seawater. So you can imagine wearing it and being floating. Just put it in both hands and just imagine floating in water. Close your eyes. Imagine floating, feel light as a feather, and then breathe in, inhale, and imagine you're inhaling that lovely scent of the sea. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, as gardeners, we all think it's time to get planting, it's time to get sowing, it's time to get working in the garden. And this month is the month of renewal, the month of regrowth, the month when we need to start to think about what we want to do, how we want to have the rest of the year, and not just in the garden but in our own lives and such. Do we want to be more fruitful in everything we do? Do we want to do all those things we've always thought we want to do but never got round to it? So this is a month of planning, a month of making those decisions of what you're going to do this year and then doing them and feeling at the end of the year that you've achieved everything you want to achieve. It's a year to achieve fulfillment, to achieve happiness. Birds are singing now earlier and earlier in the morning, giving me the spring chorus, giving us all that spring chorus, which is absolutely gorgeous to wake up to take in and just sit and listen to it and let the mind be filled with that sound of the spring chorus, that dawn, dawn chorus sound. But in the spring, it just sounds different than any other time of year. This is a month of, as I say, renewal. So it's a month now when we can start getting out into the garden, start doing everything we want, start to turn it around, start to plan, start to make new beds, to sow those seeds, to look at the seeds you want to sow, to plan. That's what we need to do, plan. As I say, not just for the garden, plan our lives. With the coming of March, we enter into the worm moon. Now, every full moon we get has got a name. Why is this one called the worm moon? I mean, it's easy, the snow moon, the cold moon, they're easy to know why, but the worm moon. It's said to come from the Native Americans, where with the last of the snow and the melting of the snow, worms would come up to the surface and make worm trails across the snow, and therefore the Native Americans called it the worm moon because of that. Around about the 19th, 20th of this month of March will be the spring equinox, which is a celestial event which is marked as Ostara. The spring equinox, a time when the energies of light and dark come into balance, and the sun seems to linger as if waiting to burst with energy. Hope, faith, renewal are the themes for this mythical month. Abundance as the natural world comes to life and wakes up. Ancients would celebrate the fertility of the earth at this time and give thanks to the spring. Now, whether you believe in folklore, mythology, it doesn't make any difference. This was people looking and seeing what was going on around them. They were taking notice of the earth's energies, of the growth of nature. Something we, as modern humans, seem to be losing or have lost completely. Ostara spells for fertility. It's a symbol of wholeness. It was often a time when eggs were hard boiled and then let to cool. Therefore you get the egg and spoon races at Easter. Why not get creative and boil some eggs, but don't deshell them. Decorate with spring flowers and write wishes of happiness. Use them as table decorations at Easter. And that will help to remind us of the power of the spring equinox, the power of the summer to come. Now, we all know the sayings that, March wind, April showers bring forth Mayflowers. A dry March, a wet May. These are just a couple of the sayings. Fill barns and bays with corn and hay. This is just, there again, another example of people looking at the year, keeping a tab on what's going on. This sun is getting brighter and brighter as it comes round from the east and crosses the front of the, or I should say the back of the house where the garden is, and goes from left to right, east to west. the sun gradually comes around and filters more. So the plants here and in the window get the full sun for nearly most of the day. And as you can see, they absolutely love it. The bird of the month, which is often very prevalent, which we ourselves can see is the most, or was in many places, the most abundant bird in the sky was the sparrow. Unfortunately now the house sparrow is in decline. The tree sparrow is only found in a few small pockets. A great shame, a great demise, and it heralds what is happening to the rest of the birds, to the rest of nature. It's all in decline. We are gradually losing our inheritance of the natural world to the modern world. And to me, that is the greatest shame that as a human being we can do, is lose nature, is lose that natural world. It is said that by feeding birds you're attracting luck. You're attracting luck into the garden. You're attracting luck to the person who feeds the birds, and you'll be blessed with fortune, good fortune. Is that true? Well, put it this way: when you put food out for birds, and you stand and watch, whether it's from a distance in the garden or whether it's from a kitchen window or any window, you stand there and watch, or just take a seat, just tucked out of the way in the garden where you can see the feeders, and just watch, just relax, just watch, just soak up that natural world. And at the end of it, when you get up and come move away, you'll feel happier, you'll feel relaxed, more distressed. And the natural world is part of you. Suddenly, the modern world, just for a short while, is in the background. Unfortunately, as we all know, the modern world comes back in at a rapid pace. It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. This is why we need to enjoy our gardens more. This is why we need to get out into the gardens, to not only for our mental health, our physical health as well. By working in the garden, even if it's only just pottering around, we can help to improve both physical and mental health. And that can't be a bad thing. And as we get older, as we get towards our what is often called our sunlight years, when time starts getting short, and you sit down and you think to yourself, have I got another 10 years? Or have I only got another 5? That's down, one would say, to fate. But we can help. We can help by relaxing our mind, improving our bodies. And that might just give us that extra little edge, that extra little few years. Even in some cases, that extra few months. And to me, that's not a bad thing. That's something to be, sorry about the sun, that's something to be absorbed, to be glad about, to be happy. And happiness, as we all know, and laughter, and as they say, laughter is the spice of life. And how true is that? Scientists now say that we all should laugh more. We all should enjoy laughter. And we all know that when we've had a good laugh, whether it's on our own, whether it's with friends, family, we all feel a lot better, don't we? So don't be afraid to laugh. Get out there, do some gardening. Enjoy it. This is also a month to talk to the plants. I know some will say that's crazy talking to plants, they're plants. Are they? Science in the last few years has improved dramatically and has shown that plants interact with each other. They speak to each other through their roots, through the mitochondrial organism. They attract life and they use life. Why aren't we doing the same? If we get into the garden, as I definitely will be now, but March is just about here. It's only a couple of days away. Then come along with me. See the rest of the improvements. There's loads more improvements to be done. As you know, I'm rewilding the garden, and there's lots to be done. I'm thinking whether to put a small pond in. I've got the water butt. Well, it's not a butt; it's a barrel, which is used by birds a lot, both for drinking, both for bathing. But I feel I might put a small pond in. It's only been a small one. There's only a small space for it. Finding the best position is the biggest problem. But there's a lot more rewilding to do, and we haven't even started on the front yet. The front, I've let, some would say weeds. To me, they're wildflowers, which is the right word. Weeds, the dictionary meaning of weeds is a plant in the wrong place. All the plants I've got out in the front garden, in the lawn, or the weeds, as many would say, are in the right place. It's where I want them. But I've got seed to go out there to try and enhance the diversity in the front garden, in that lawn, to make it more insect, more pollinator, more bee friendly. Bring in more bees, bring in more butterflies. Try and improve that diversity in the front garden. I look onto the green in the village, and the green is cut quite short. The jays use it a lot. The jackdaws even more. Jays I've seen using it very early hours of the morning, just as the light comes up. They'll look in the autumn. They look for the berries that are falling off of some of the trees. They look for the beet's mast, the beet seed. The rest of the year it's down to the jackdaws, and they'll, in quite large flock, they will hunt the lawn for worms and insects. For the crane fly, or the daddy longleg as it's better known. So why not like, subscribe, help me build the channel, follow me through the year, and see how we go. There'll be folklore, there'll be myth and mythology, and there'll be the garden. So hopefully you'll have plenty of interest, and there'll be visits. We'll be going away, we'll be visiting places, me and Bo, who at the moment is fast asleep on the settee, spread out, flat out in the full sun. So until then, I'll catch you next week. Take care.